The 2024 economic slowdown left a financial bruise that few Americans will forget. With rising interest rates, persistent inflation, layoffs across major sectors, and a housing market caught in limbo, millions were forced to re-evaluate how they earn, spend, save, and invest. While economic downturns are challenging, they also provide invaluable lessons for those willing to pay attention. In fact, the financial lessons we gain during tough times often stick with us far longer than the gains we make during boom years. Whether you were directly impacted by job loss or just noticed prices creeping higher while your paycheck stayed flat, the 2024 slowdown had something to teach us all. This video covers the top 10 money lessons learned from that turbulent year and how to apply them moving forward for better financial resilience. 1. Emergency funds aren't optional. One of the most glaring lessons from 2024 was the importance of having a well-funded emergency savings account. As layoffs surged in industries like tech, real estate, and retail, thousands of workers suddenly found themselves without income. Those who had 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved weathered the storm with far less stress, while those without an emergency cushion scrambled to stay afloat. If 2024 taught us anything, it's that financial stability requires a safety net, not just for medical emergencies or car repairs, but for sudden life disruptions beyond your control. 2. High-interest debt becomes more dangerous in a downturn. As interest rates climbed to combat inflation, many people watched their credit card balances and variable-rate loans become financial quicksand. A balance that once had a manageable 12% APR might have jumped to 25% or more, drastically increasing the cost of carrying debt. The economic slowdown proved how dangerous it is to rely on high-interest credit for everyday expenses. Going forward, paying down expensive debt should be a top priority, not only to improve cash flow but to avoid being trapped when rates rise again. 3. Job security is an illusion, multiple income streams are essential. The slowdown exposed just how fragile traditional employment can be. Entire departments were downsized overnight, and even safe jobs were no longer guaranteed. Those who had a side hustle, freelance income, or investment returns had more flexibility and less fear. The lesson here is that depending on a single employer for your livelihood is risky in today's economy. Building multiple income streams, even small ones, can offer a financial buffer and provide long-term peace of mind when job security suddenly disappears. 4. Budgeting is powerful, especially when prices spike. Inflation hit households hard in 2024, driving up the cost of groceries, gas, rent, and services. Families that had been operating without a solid budget quickly found themselves overspending without even realizing it. On the flip side, people who tracked their spending, prioritized needs over wants, and made intentional choices were better able to stretch their dollars. Budgeting isn't just for frugal people, it's a financial survival tool. When every dollar matters, clarity and discipline go a long way toward protecting your bottom line. 5. Real estate isn't a guaranteed wealth builder. In recent years, many Americans believed home ownership was a surefire way to build wealth. But in 2024, rising mortgage rates priced out buyers, stalled sales, and caused values in some areas to stagnate, or even drop. Real estate remains a long-term asset, but the slowdown reminded us that housing markets are not immune to broader economic forces. Timing, location, and debt load all play a role. The lesson? Don't buy more house than you can afford, and don't treat homeownership as a fast-track investment strategy. It's a commitment, not a lottery ticket. 6. Cash flow trumps net worth in tough times. During the slowdown, people with high net worth but little liquidity found themselves struggling, while those with steady, positive cash flow had options. You can't pay rent or buy groceries with equity in your home or stocks you're unwilling to sell at a loss. Maintaining healthy cash flow, meaning your income exceeds your expenses, became a key indicator of financial resilience. It's a reminder that true financial strength isn't just about what you own on paper, but what's available when you need it most. 7. Financial literacy is more important than ever. The economic downturn exposed gaps in financial knowledge, from misunderstanding variable loan terms to blindly investing in volatile assets. People who had invested in building their financial literacy, understanding how inflation works, how to calculate compound interest, how to read a credit report, were better equipped to adapt quickly. 2024 reinforced that financial education is not a luxury or hobby. It's a life skill as essential as knowing how to cook or drive. The more you know, the more confidently and calmly you can respond when things go wrong. 8. Government assistance isn't a long-term strategy. While stimulus checks and expanded unemployment benefits were essential lifelines in earlier downturns, 2024 saw far fewer government safety nets in place. This highlighted a painful truth. You can't rely on the government to rescue your financial life. Policies are slow to change and often tied to political cycles, meaning you must build your own systems of support. Having personal savings, private insurance, and a plan B is far more dependable than waiting on public aid that may never arrive, or arrive too late. 9. Market timing is a gamble, consistency wins. Many investors panicked during the market dips of 2024, pulling money out at the bottom or pausing contributions to their 401k. But those who stuck with their investment plan and continued dollar-cost averaging during the downturn ended up ahead when markets recovered. Trying to time the market, waiting for the perfect moment to invest or cash out, is risky and often emotionally driven. Consistency and discipline, not guesswork, are what build long-term wealth, even in volatile times. 10. Financial flexibility is freedom. Ultimately, the biggest money lesson from 2024 was the power of flexibility. Those who had low fixed expenses, flexible work arrangements, multiple income sources, and minimal debt were able to adapt quickly. They didn't have to dip into retirement funds or make drastic lifestyle cuts. Flexibility gives you options, whether that's moving to a cheaper area, switching jobs, pivoting your career, or riding out a tough year without panic. Financial freedom isn't just about having millions in the bank. It's about having control over your time and choices, no matter what the economy throws at you. The 2024 economic slowdown was a wake-up call for millions of Americans, and not just those who lost jobs or struggled to make ends meet. It served as a stark reminder that the financial systems we rely on are vulnerable, and that personal finance must be proactive, not reactive. The lessons learned during this time are not just for crisis moments. They're principles that can guide long-term wealth building and resilience. From prioritizing emergency savings to understanding the risks of high-interest debt and the power of diversification, these takeaways are tools you can use in any economy. If you apply just a few of these lessons, you'll not only be better prepared for the next downturn, you'll also be more confident, strategic, and empowered in your financial life starting now.